everybody and welcome back to my channel. So for this week's video, for the reading vlog, I have decided to do another continuing every series that I'm in the middle of video, and I have 4 books for this video that I really want to try and read, and I have already made a start on one of them because, like always, I could not sleep last night, so I made a start on one of the books. So the 4 books that I want to try and read in this video are The Charlie Method by Elle Kennedy. This is the 3rd and final book in the Campus Diaries series. I adore this series. I read the first 2 books in January and I could not wait for this one to come out. It just took me a while to actually get to it because I had so many other books that I wanted to read beforehand. Next, we have Unravel Me by Becca Mack. This is book 3 in the Play for Keeps series. I started this series last year and I read book 2 in February and I absolutely loved it, so I really cannot wait to read book 3. And I think this one is a single parent romance, which I love because we all know my obsession with single parent romances. And speaking of single parent romances, we have Wild and Wrangled by Lila Sage. This is the 4th and I think final book in the Rebel Blue Ranch series. I started the Rebel Blue Ranch series last year and I read the first 3 books last year. I read Lost and Lassoed in November when I went to visit Em for a weekend, and I really enjoyed it. That one's my favourite in the series so far, but this book follows Dusty and I think Camilla. Yeah, and Cam is the mother of, what's his name? Gus's kid in the 3rd book in the series, which is Lost and Lassoed, so I'm really looking forward to reading their story because they popped up a couple of times in the other books in the series and I've loved them. And then finally, for another one that this one is finishing a series and I'm 100% sure of it. I have Fearless by Lauren Roberts, which is the 3rd and final book in the Powerless trilogy. I read Powerless and Powerful last year and absolutely adored them. They were 2 of my favourite books from last year. I read Reckless very, very recently for, I think, I read it in my Can I Finish My April TBR in a Week video, and I ended up giving it a 4.5 and I'm really looking forward to reading this. A lot of my friends have read it and they've really enjoyed it, so I'm hoping I get another 5-star out of this one, and this edition is just gorgeous, so I'm obsessed. But yeah, those are the 4 books that I want to try and read this week. Oh gosh, almost dropping them. Yeah, these are the 4 books I want to try and read this week, and 2 of them are actually from my TBR from the month. So yeah, I've actually done pretty well with my TBR for the month because I've already read, I think, 1 or 2 of the ones that were on my TBR. So yeah, I'm going to chill for a little bit longer now because I'm watching TV, but I'm going to get some reading done in a little bit. I actually, like I said, I made a start on one of my books last night and that was The Charlie Method. I couldn't sleep last night, so I made a start on this and I got to chapter 12, which is page 105, and I did record myself while I was reading and getting some bits done because I did take some pictures for my Instagram and I edited them, which I recorded myself doing, so I will insert the clip of that now. So yeah, that was me from last night. I'm hoping to get a bit more reading done later. I am going to go and chill with my mum for a little bit soon because we're going to carry on watching Supernatural, which is one of our favourite TV shows that we watch together. And yeah, then I'm thinking I will probably get some more reading done tonight. So it has been a couple of days since my last update. I didn't really want to film anything yesterday because I had such a busy day that I was just so exhausted I didn't want to film anything. But I did get quite a bit of reading done. So I didn't sleep yet again last night, and that meant I was able to finish reading The Charlie Method by Elle Kennedy. So last time I updated, I was on chapter 12, which is page 105. I read the rest of the book last night in one go. I just love this series so much. This entire trilogy has been a 5-star for me. Like, it's a 5-star trilogy. I just love it so much. I love the characters, I love the couples, and you can see how much Elle Kennedy's writing has just improved since she wrote like Off Campus and Briar U. And that's not to say I don't love Off Campus and Briar U, but I think the Campus Diaries series is like my favourite series within that whole like universe. So yeah, I gave this a 5-star. I absolutely adored it. I love Charlie, Will and Beckett. I love the relationship between them. Just getting to see like their storyline and how everything worked out, and just delving deeper into the characters and learning more about them was just so good, and I absolutely adored this book. So that's book 1 of the week done, and we had a 5-star, which I'm very excited about because like obviously I've said before I went like 2 months without having a 5-star, and then I read The Front Runner by Elsie Silver, which I gave a 5-star, and then I've had a second 5-star this month, which I'm very happy about. But now that I've finished reading this, I am now going to move on to Wild and Wrangled by Lila Sage. This is the 4th and I think final book in the Rebel Blue Ranch series. I really do like this series. It's not my favourite cowboy romance series. I think it's a solid like 4-star series for me. But I do really enjoy these books and I'm looking forward to reading this, and it's quite a short read, so hopefully I should be able to get through this pretty quickly. And then after this I have just 2 more books that I want to read this week. So luckily, because it's Tuesday, I still have, not Tuesday, Wednesday, I still have like 4 days and the rest of today to get some reading done, because it's only like 1 in the afternoon. So yeah, I'm gonna chill for a bit longer because I'm on the phone with Em at the moment, and I'm also watching Bridgerton and just relaxing. Yeah, I'm gonna chill for a bit, then I'm gonna make a start on this later and hopefully get a decent chunk of this read, because how many pages is this? 324 pages. So yeah, it's not a long book, it's quite a short one. All the books in this series are very short, so I'm going to hopefully get through a decent chunk of this later tonight when I pick it up. But that's my update for now. I think after I read Wild and Wrangled, I'm probably going to go on to Fearless by Lauren Roberts before I then go on to my final book of the week, which will be Unravel Me, if I read Wild and Wrangled and Fearless fast enough, which I think I will do. But yeah, I just didn't want to read another hockey romance straight after I finished reading Campus Diaries, because even though the Play for Keeps series is like they're like adult hockey players, like they're on professional hockey teams, it's still a hockey romance, whereas oh my god, what is my hair doing? Whereas like obviously Off Campus is like a college one, not Off Campus, Campus Diaries is a college one. I wanted to just change my romance I was reading, so I'm gonna go for a cowboy one. Then I want to read my fantasy of the week, and then I'm gonna go back to Unravel Me if I have the time. But yeah, that is my update for now. I will update you guys later when I have more of an update, and yeah, I will catch you all in a bit. So it's the next day. I didn't actually end up starting Wild and Wrangled yesterday, but I'm about to start it now, because if you can hear music on my laptop in the background, it's because my friend Geordie is currently on live at the moment doing reading sprints, so I'm going to join that and do some reading sprints with her so I can get some of Wild and Wrangled read. So yeah, I'm gonna put my headphones on, start listening to this and reading it, and then I will update later on how far I get into it. Also, I will link Geordie's TikTok in the description below. So I did actually get some reading done yesterday, so I did finally start Wild and Wrangled, and I'm currently on page 80 of it, so I made a good dent into the book yesterday. I'm quite liking it so far. It's fun. It's an easy read, honestly. I think it's going to have forced proximity, which is something that I love. I love forced proximity books. So yeah, I'm enjoying it at the moment. I honestly don't think I'm going to be able to finish all 4 books this week, but I am hoping that I can at least finish this one at some point today, because I'm planning on going live with one of my friends, Maze, to do some reading sprints. So I'm hoping I can get this finished today, and then I'm hoping I can at least do, I can make a start on Fearless tomorrow and read that tomorrow and Sunday. I just have a bit of a busy day tomorrow because I'm getting my hair and nails done. But yeah, no, I made a start on this last night. I'm enjoying it, but I don't have any like solid opinions yet, and I can't really give much detail because it is the 4th book in a series. And I found out yesterday that this is definitely the last book in the series. Because at the author's note it says it's the final book in the series. So once I read this, I will have ticked off this series, and there'll be a second series ticked off in this video. And if I read Fearless, that will be 3 series that will completely be ticked off of my physical TBR. So yeah, I'm going to get some filming done now for a different video I'm doing, and then I will read more later and I will update you on how far I'm in. So it's now Saturday, and as you guys can probably tell by the fact that I actually look presentable for once, I had a busy morning. I went and got my nails done, I got a haircut, and I was out from like 8:30 this morning. So I'm very tired, but that is not the point. The point is, I need to get some reading done. Now, I read more of this last night, but I didn't read much because I was very, very sleepy. I'm trying to remember what part of the book I got up to. Let me check, because I'm reading it on my Kindle and listening to the audiobook, so. You see me struggling? No, you don't. I'm just not used to the nails yet. I've never had acrylics done before, and I'm not used to having long nails. Okay, I'm on chapter 24, which in the physical book is... Oh, I went too far. Page 174. So I'm officially over the halfway point, and I think I have around about 2 hours left on the audiobook, so I'm going to put my headphones on, I'm going to listen to the last bit of the audiobook and play The Sims for a little bit. But yeah, I'm going to do that now, and then I will update after I finish this, because I still want to try and read one more book this week, and I only have a day and a half to do it. So let's get to some reading. Okay, so it is a couple of hours later, and I have now officially finished reading Wild and Wrangled. I listened to the audiobook and played on The Sims for a little bit, and then after a little while I came off The Sims and I read it on my Kindle while listening to the audiobook, and I ended up giving this a 3 stars. I enjoyed this book, I enjoyed this series. I'm just more of an Elsie Silver girl. I just think that I just prefer the Chestnut Springs series. It's a personal preference. I just prefer the storytelling in the Chestnut Springs series and Elsie Silver's books. That's not to say this series is a bad series. I think it is very good, and I know it is a lot of people's favourites. I know a couple of my friends absolutely love this series. I just wasn't the biggest fan. And honestly, like, this book was fun and I liked the couple, but I was also just a little bit bored for most of it. So yeah. But I've now officially completed that series, because this was the last one in the series, and I have also ticked it off on my series tracker spreadsheet and my physical TBR spreadsheet. So that is another book down. And now it is currently 10 to 6 in the afternoon, and I didn't make a start on Fable straight away because I want to take a break from reading, but I am going to soon. So as I said, this is the next book that is getting added to my... This is the next book I'm reading. So this is Fearless by Lauren Roberts. This is the third and final installment in the Powerless trilogy. Like I said before, I loved the books in this series. I gave Powerless and Powerful 5 stars each. I gave Reckless a 4.5, and I'm looking forward to reading this. So yeah, I'm gonna chill for a little bit longer, and then I'm gonna make a start on this in a little bit, and yeah. Hopefully I can finish this by the end of tomorrow, but who knows? We will have to see. But yeah, that is my update for now. I will update more later. Okay, so it is now very late on Monday night, and I did end up finishing my last book yesterday, but I've had such a busy day today because I went to visit my lovely friend Maze for the day, and I've just not had a chance to film anything because I just wanted to spend time with them. But I'm now going to give an update on all the books I read this week, and also what my ratings and stuff were. So to start off the week, I started with The Charlie Method by Al Kennedy. This is the third and final book in the Campus Diaries series, and I gave this 5 stars. I absolutely adored this book with every fibre of my being. I love the characters, I love the world that it's in, I love just everything about it, and I'm so glad that I read this book and that I read this series, and I just can't wait to read more of Al Kennedy's works just because I adore these so much. And then second, I read the last book in the Rebel Blue Ranch series. This is the 4th and final book in the series. I ended up giving this a 3 stars. I liked this book, it was cute, it was fun, but I've read better cowboy romances and I just don't think this is like an all-time favourite for me, and I just wasn't the biggest fan of all of it. Not to say it wasn't a good book, because it really was. It was cute, it was fun, it was quick, it was easy to read, and it's a cute couple. Just, I've read other ones that I prefer more. And from that series, I think the third one, Lost and Lassoed, is definitely my favourite. And then finally, to wrap up the week, last night I finished reading Fearless by Lauren Roberts, and this concludes me reading the Powerless trilogy. I absolutely adore this series so freaking much, and I ended up giving this a 5 star. I've loved the series since I read Powerless and Powerful. I really enjoyed Reckless, and honestly, I loved Fearless with every fibre of my being, just everything that happened. I was crying, I was feeling just so many emotions, I was questioning everything as I read it, and honestly, I'm sad this series is over just because of how much I freaking love it. But you know, we can't always have series go on forever, and I think it being a trilogy was very perfect. I think she does have a room to maybe do like a spin-off, like a Next Generation series or something, or just like a book further down the line, because she did leave it with quite an open ending. But I think the trilogy is perfect as it is, and I absolutely adore it, and the characters, so that's why this is definitely a 5-star. So I didn't end up getting to read all 4 books that I wanted to read this week, but I did read 3 of them, so I'm still quite happy. And we ended up having a 5-star, a 3-star, and another 5-star. So a successful week, and I also ticked off 3 series off of my physical TBR, so I'm a very happy bunny right now. But that is it for this week's video. I hope you guys enjoyed. Please like, comment and subscribe, and hit that little notification bell below so you know when I upload. I upload every Friday at 6 p.m. and every 2 weeks on a Tuesday with a reading vlog at 5. But that's it for today. I will catch you guys next time.